This is called the time matrix, and there are three applications to this one. I'm going to do the first one now, which is called older longer. This has been talked about previously in terms of berry buckets, but the idea here is if you're a leader, you've got four different kinds of people in your group. One is the people that have been there longer and they're older than you. That's older longer. One group is people that are older, but they've been there shorter time than you. That's older shorter. One group is people who are younger than you, and they've been there longer, younger, longer. And then the fourth group is people who are younger than you, and they've been there a shorter amount of time than you. So you've got these four quadrants: older here, younger here, longer, and shorter distance. Now, the key lesson in this is to learn how to relate to each group of people because they are very different in how they relate to you. So if you, I pastor a church, so let's use that example. I come in at a church. There are a lot of people who are older than me, but everybody's there longer than me when I start. So everybody's in the longer category at first. After a few years, maybe 5 or 10 years, there's some people who are older, there's some people who are newer than me, so now there's some people in the shorter category. And again, the key is to recognize which group people are in and how they relate to you and how you can relate to them most effectively, because as a leader, your goal is to serve them. And so you need to understand better what they need and how they're going to respond to you. Let's start with the most difficult category probably for most people to lead is the older longer. This category of people, they have more life experience than you and they have more organizational experience than you, so they are probably going to lend you a little bit of credibility because of your role as a leader, but they are not going to be quick to trust you. They're not going to be quick to jump in on whatever you want to do or new ideas. So with older, longer people, one of the best ways to relate to them is simply to get to know them relationally and not to try to lead them. Just listen to them. Ask for advice once in a while. Take some older, longer people and just ask them a question of, hey, I was thinking about this. Can you tell me what we've done in the past? Can you share some history with me? Or what's your opinion on how this idea would go? Older, longer people have a lot of wisdom to share. And as you get that wisdom, it's helpful and it builds relationships and it builds trust. Older, longer. Older, longer people also probably be some of the most skeptical of new ideas and some of the latest adopters and adapters to new ideas, partially because they've seen a lot of things and they've seen things come and go, and they have a bigger perspective and history with the organization and with life. So just know that their pace is probably going to be a little different, and relating to them is probably going to be a little different. Older, shorter, similar to the older, longer, except they're newer than you. So while they may have more life experience, they don't have as much organizational experience, and most of the things that you say will be the only way they've ever known it. So sometimes you can, again, invite their wisdom, invite their experience, but they're going to be easier to lead in terms of the organization. One key difference with the people who are older than you is not to treat them disrespectfully in any way, even if your position is above them and you're a boss or you're a leader of some kind above them, to honor and respect them as people. That will go a long way, and it's just a good practice with people. So not talking down to them, not being demanding or commanding to people, but just showing that respect to who they are. Younger category, let's do younger, longer. Sometimes these people will also be easier to lead because you have more life experience and wisdom. Sometimes these people will even look up to you and want to learn from you as a leader, but they may also have some resistance to change because they're familiar with the way things used to be. Younger, shorter. This is generally the easiest category to lead because they're younger than you. They will look up to you in terms of age, and they have been there a shorter time, so they won't know any different than what you're doing. They'll be some of the most excited people to jump on board a new change. They'll be some of the most loyal people to you as a person and as a leader. They'll be some of the people who come to you and want advice or want direction or want mentorship. They'll eat up the stuff that you give them because they see you as their leader. So building in value here, leading the younger group, what is really important to them is just to invest into their life. Whether they've been there longer or not, just show them that they matter, share with them, listen to their life, listen to what's going on, offer encouragement, offer support, help them grow. Any investment into that group, it goes a long way, generally speaking. And again, you don't have to do it from a hierarchical perspective and domineering, but just invest into their lives. Interesting factor, leaders tend to gravitate toward these people more because they're easier to lead, but they're also probably the least invested into the organization. These people are the most invested into the organization and probably are the heaviest hitters in terms of making things happen and resourcing ideas. So a balance of all of these people in the group is really critical. There comes a tipping point as a leader when all of a sudden this category, which you start out with, everybody's in this category, everybody's there longer than you at the beginning, to when these categories start to shift, and when you've got more people who are newer than you than they are older, your ability to lead actually enhances and accelerates because more people are ready and willing to follow a new idea because you're the only leader they've known in this role. Time matrix, older longer.